Hi class, this is Oren Otter, and as some of you already know, I'm the guy who plays Chef Gregory on the radio.
I also play Miguel, the cat who likes to eat everything he cooks.
But you'll be glad to know I'm not going to be doing anything in character today, but I am going to be demonstrating a way to make an appealing, delicious, and nutritious meal out of the kind of stuff you would find in a college student's apartment, which I'm sure is convenient for many of you college students, either because A, it's cheap, B, you bought it once and you have no idea how to prepare it, or C, it's not something that you can eat on your way out the door to trig class. What you'll need to make this meal is a package of hot dogs, a brick of spinach, 2 packages of ramen. One can be your choice of flavors, the other should be beef. A package of dry mushrooms, some tortillas, at least one, some butter or butter substitute. I like country crock, it's my favorite. Some French fried onions, brown sugar, coconut, and whatever you have in your spice rack. Some of you may be a little bit intimidated by spinach because you don't know how to prepare it. It's actually very simple. I prefer the frozen kind. Just stick it in a glass bowl, put a cover on it. You might want to salt it a bit. Spinach is very definitely best with salt. There's nothing wrong with salt as long as you drink lots of water and keep yourself for kidneys, because that's what Alton Brown says. And you just stick it in the microwave. Set your microwave for 3 minutes. And when that goes off, you just stir it up. Set it in for another 3 minutes, stir it up, and set it back again for 2-3 minutes more. What we're going to do now, we're going to take 2 of our hot dogs. We have a pot of water boiling over here. The hot dogs in the water. Take 1 of the packages of ramen, put it in the water too. You don't want to leave them in there too long. We're not going to cook them in that pot. Then you want to take the other package of ramen, and you want to crumble it into a bowl. Whatever you do, do not add those seasoning packets. You're going to want to save them for later. So while you got that going, oh, by the way, did I mention that you're going to want to have peanut butter? That's very important. You're going to want peanut butter. Take some of your butter or butter substitute. Get it nice and melted up in the frying pan. Our hot dogs and our ramen are just about where we want them. Ramen is softened up just a little, still holding its shape. I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it in the frying pan. Now, what we're going to do with the hot dogs here is we're going to fillet them. Just want to cut right down the middle. Cut across so that you've got 4 pieces that are flat on one side. It's very simple. Do that to both hot dogs. Lay them in the pan on one side with your ramen on the other side. You can see that. And this is when you want to add the flavoring packets. Want to get the beef flavoring all over the hot dogs on one side. And then you want to take your other seasoning, put it on your noodles, and you can put it on your hot dogs too if you want to. Really doesn't matter, however you like it. And to the hot dogs, we're also going to add some of our dry mushrooms. Chairman Kaga, you know, the Iron Chef guy, he says never let mushrooms take a bath. Get them in water, it ruins the flavor. So we're just going to put them directly in the butter there. With all the lovely ramen flavor in. Now that you have your crunched up noodles in the bowl, you want to take a great big scoop of peanut butter, plop it in there. I need to use 2 spoons, it's kind of sticky. And you just want to mash that in there. Make sure all the peanut butter and ramen noodles are all good and mixed up. Some other stuff you might want to put in there if you like the flavor. Some vanilla extract. I find it gives it a nice extra nutty flavor. Almond extract is always good for a nutty flavor. And of course, how can we forget the coconut? Coconut in there. And if you happen to be entertaining an anteater, you might want to also include some of your favorite bugs in the mix. But there can be. Put your bugs in there. And don't forget to keep stirring your noodles. That's very important. Always stir your noodles. Now remember that spinach we started microwaving earlier? You don't want to forget about it because you'll hurt its feelings. Instead, we're going to give it a little present. Take some of these French fried onions and mix them in. By the way, if you don't like soggy spinach, it doesn't hurt to take it over to the sink and drain it in a colander. You don't have to. I personally like juicy spinach. I'm going to take that, pop that back in. Just about 2 more minutes. Now back over here, I've got a nice warm tortilla. You want to be careful not to use a cool one because a cool one will crack. Warm ones are nice and supple. You take that, you take a glob of your ramen and peanut butter and candy bug mixture, and you just spread it all over the tortilla like this. And when you're done, what you'll have is a nice peanut butter flavored dessert pizza. And the ramen, what that does is gives it a beautiful nutty crunch. Then on top of the peanut butter mixture, sprinkle some of this brown sugar. Ooh, doesn't that look tasty? And now it's time for the best part of all, plating and tasting. That's where you watch me actually eat this stuff so that you know I didn't pull a fast one on you. We got our protein here, hot dogs and mushrooms, starch with ramen noodles, fried in a pan. Vegetable, spinach with the French fried onions, and last but not least, the dessert pizza. Spinach is good. Noodles are excellent. Mushroom hot dogs, wonderful. And dessert. Have to have milk with peanut butter. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little demonstration, and I hope I've inspired you to try some new things with the stuff that's lying around your kitchen. That's all for now. Have a great day, everybody, and bon appetit.